This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. Looking to get certified in CPR, new this morning, Samantha Croy is hanging out at the Kirksville Aquatic Center to learn more about their certification program. Good morning, Samantha.
Thanks, Ella, and good morning, Heartland. I'm in Kirksville this morning, right at the Aquatic Center, talking to Robin Harden, who is the recreation specialist. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well, and you know, a lot of classes are being offered here as far as CPR, first aid, and a lot of extra stuff that you have as well that we'll kind of get to, but as far as the first aid and the CPR goes, what are you offering for that?
We offer every Red Cross type of training that there is to offer. We do CPR, first aid, AED, and CPR for the professional rescuers. Those are our normal courses that we do offer, but again, any course that the Red Cross offers, we can teach.
And now we do have, you were telling me earlier that some people come in and they're like, oh, you know, I just need this to have in my back pocket or for babysitters, and it really doesn't matter as far as age goes.
It is not. You can be any age as long as you have the desire to learn CPR and use those skills. We offer classes for people from the ages of 13 is the youngest student I've seen, all the way up to the 80s.
And now the nice thing as well is that you can kind of help people along the way with these skills. And Boy Scouts, I know that they have to go through their training with the wilderness and babysitters as well as lifeguard training as well. And online classes are kind of moving up in the technology.
That's one thing that's been really great about the Red Cross in the last few years. They've really kind of jumped on the technology bandwagon, and they've done what they can to make it easy for people. If you've got a busy schedule, you can take an online course. Classes are getting shorter, so they're not nearly the time commitment. And again, they're a little more a la carte. You can choose and pick the classes you want, so you don't necessarily have to take the whole package, just the pieces that you'd like.
And for these classes, you've been teaching them this summer already. How has it been going? What's a little bit of the feedback that you've been getting?
We've had a great summer of training. I was just looking this morning at how many people we had trained, and it's really neat to see how many people in our community we've been able to touch with CPR training. We offer classes all the time, so there's people here every week learning CPR.
And you said even if they can't make the class that for a little bit more or depending on the class, you can kind of have an individual session, and you have instructors here that are trained properly through the Red Cross.
That's right. We offer classes on a regular schedule, but if your needs don't fit our schedule, we can work with you to find a time that does. We do charge an additional fee just to cover the cost of bringing in the instructor, but we're really flexible. We've got a large staff of instructors, and we're ready to train you to meet your needs.
Perfect. Well, what we'll do, we'll post the pricing and the schedules on our website, and when we come back, we'll even do a little demonstration of what people can expect if they sign up for the class. Sound good?
Very good.
All right. Good Morning Heartland will continue right after this.
Welcome back. As you know, Samantha Croy is hanging out at the Kirksville Aquatic Center learning more about their CPR certification program. Now she's about to get a lesson. Good morning, Samantha.
Thanks, Ella, and good morning, Heartland. If you're just joining us, I'm at the Aquatic Center here in Kirksville with Robin Harden, who is showing me how to go about giving someone CPR if they need it. So what is kind of the first thing that we need to do?
Well, the very first thing when you find someone who needs help is you need to make sure that the scene is safe for you, because common sense tells us that 2 victims does no one any good. So when we find someone that we think needs help, we want to make sure the scene's safe, that there's not something that's going to harm us, and kind of gather information about what's going on. Once our scene is safe, we'll approach our victim just to make sure maybe they're not taking a nap. So you'll shake and shout at them, hey, 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 are you okay? If they don't respond, that's a really good sign that there's a big problem, and you want to call for help. Because if it comes to us doing CPR, we don't want to do it very long because it's really hard and tiring. So we want to get help here as fast as possible.
Okay.
After we call for help, we're going to see what are we dealing with? What is my primary concern? So we're going to do our primary assessment, which is checking for breathing. We know that breathing is a big deal. If you're not breathing, you're not really doing much of anything.
Yes.
So we're going to get down on our victim with our hand on the forehead, 2 fingers under the chin. Okay. You're going to tip the head back because we know it's easier to breathe when our airways are open. We're going to put our face right on top of theirs, and we're going to look for the chest to rise and fall because that shows us if they're breathing. We're also going to, with our cheek while we're there, feel for breath against our face. If we find no signs of air movement, that tells us that we've got a problem. Typically, when someone is not breathing and they're an adult, it's because they're in cardiac arrest. So we're going to go straight to the chest to provide pumping of the heart. So we're going to do 30 compressions by placing our hands in the center of the chest. We're going to push down with the bony part of our hand. We're going to come up on our knees and lock our arms and use our entire body weight to compress the chest 2 inches deep 30 times.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. After those 30 compressions, we want to get fresh oxygen in the blood so there's something to pump around.
Okay.
So we're going to use a breathing barrier because it helps keep us good and safe. We're going to stick it on the face, open the airway back, and give 2 breaths. The breaths need to last long enough to make the chest rise, and then we want it to fall before we give that second breath.
Okay.
After the chest rises twice to show us it's got fresh breath in it, we're going to go back to the chest for 30 more compressions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And it's
11,
always
12,
30.
13, 14. Yes. And now I've lost count, so I'm a bad CPR instructor this morning. But if that happens, what are you going to do? You're going to do it a little bit, stop, and give it more breath. That's the fun thing about CPR, is just knowing the process that you're going through is pumping the heart and giving fresh oxygen to the body. All right, and because we're in Kirksville, we love AEDs. We know Nemo Heart Health has done a great job. So we're going to do that until we get an AED. And as soon as we get that AED, we want to get it on our victim and get that shock to the heart if they need it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for demonstrating this for me. And like I said before, we're going to post all the information on our website, heartlandconnection.com. Sound good?
Very good.
All right, Ella, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.